Barack Obama's story did not start in the halls of power or in the spotlight of national attention. Instead, it began in much humbler surroundings, far from the corridors of Washington, D.C. His journey started on the sun-soaked islands of Hawaii, a place known for its beauty and diversity, but also for its distance from the heart of American politics. Born to a Kenyan father and an American mother, Obama's family was a blend of cultures and backgrounds, something rare in 1960s Hawaii. His early years were marked by constant change, new homes, new schools, and new faces. The family moved from Hawaii to Indonesia, where Obama experienced a world vastly different from what he'd known before returning to Hawaii once again. In classrooms, he often stood out as the only black student, navigating a world where he was different in more ways than one. His name and his skin color set him apart, and people didn't always know how to react to someone who didn't fit their expectations. Obama's beginnings were anything but ordinary. He grew up surrounded by love, but also by questions about identity and belonging. When he was just 2 years old, his father left, leaving behind a void and a sense of longing that would shape much of his early life. There were moments when Obama felt like he belonged nowhere, caught between worlds and searching for a place to call home. As he grew older, many doubted that someone with his background, his story, could ever rise to lead America. The idea of a black president was seen as impossible, a dream that seemed out of reach for generations. But Obama's journey was always about defying the odds, about pushing forward even when the world said no. At every turn, he faced questions, doubts, and skepticism, not just from strangers, but sometimes from those closest to him. Classmates teased him for being different, and adults questioned whether he truly belonged. Obama could have let these challenges stop him, could have chosen to shrink back or give up. Instead, he kept moving forward, determined to carve out his own path, no matter how difficult. His childhood taught him resilience, to be strong in the face of uncertainty, and to find hope even when things seemed bleak. He learned to see every challenge as an opportunity to grow, to learn, and to help others. From the very start, Obama's life was about more than just surviving. It was about making a difference, even in small ways. He set out to thrive, to achieve, and to prove that the world's doubts could be overcome with hard work and hope. These early obstacles didn't just challenge him, they built the foundation for his unstoppable journey, shaping the leader he would one day become. Growing up, Obama often felt like he was caught between two worlds, never fully belonging to either one. His childhood was a constant balancing act, trying to find his place in a society that didn't always reflect who he was. His skin was darker than most of his classmates in Hawaii, making him stand out in every group photo and classroom gathering. His name, Barack Obama, sounded unfamiliar and even exotic to American ears, often drawing curious looks or awkward questions from teachers and peers. At home, he saw different cultures mixed together. His family dinners were a blend of traditions, foods, and stories from around the world. Outside, though, he often felt alone and different, as if he was always on the edge of every group, never quite fitting in. This sense of being an outsider made him question where he truly fit in, and whether he would ever find a place to call his own. Obama's father was from Kenya, a distant land he barely knew, and a man he hardly remembered except through faded photographs and stories. His mother, Anne, was from Kansas, raised with American traditions and values that sometimes felt foreign to him in their own way. Obama tried to connect to both sides of his heritage, learning about Kenya from books and stories and participating in American family gatherings. Sometimes he felt he belonged to neither world, as if he was always searching for a place where he could be fully accepted. This search for identity was not easy. It was filled with moments of doubt, confusion, and longing for connection. He wondered if he could ever bring his worlds together, or if he would always feel divided between them. He read books about Africa and America, searching for clues about who he was and where he came from, hoping to find answers in the stories of others. He asked questions about his parents' past, eager to understand the journeys that shaped them, and in turn shaped him. His grandparents shared their family stories, trying to help him understand his roots and the values that had been passed down through generations. These stories became part of who he was, helping him piece together his own identity from the fragments of his family's past. Obama learned that identity was not simple or straightforward. It was a journey full of twists and turns, questions and discoveries. It was something you had to build, one piece at a time, collecting memories, experiences, and lessons along the way. This journey shaped how he saw the world, teaching him to appreciate the beauty in diversity and the strength that comes from understanding different perspectives. He learned to respect differences, to listen before judging, and to find common ground with people from all walks of life. He saw that every person has a story, and that those stories are what connect us, even when we seem so different on the surface. Obama's mixed heritage taught him to listen, to understand, and to connect with people from all walks of life. In searching for his own identity, he discovered the power of empathy and the importance of building bridges between worlds. Obama's mother knew education was the key to a better life. She woke him up early for lessons before school. Sometimes she even taught him with textbooks from the library. She wanted him to dream big and work hard. Obama listened, even when it was hard. At school, he was curious about everything. He loved reading and asking questions, but he also struggled sometimes. He made mistakes as a teenager. Yet he never gave up. Education became his escape. It was his ticket to a bigger world. Obama's path took him to Occidental College in Los Angeles. Later, he transferred to Columbia University in New York. The city was huge and filled with different people. Obama kept learning, both inside and outside the classroom. He met classmates from all over the world. These experiences changed how he saw himself. Education opened doors that once seemed closed. It gave him confidence and new ideas. Obama started to believe he could make a difference. With every lesson, he built the skills he would need to change history. After finishing college, Barack Obama felt a strong desire to make a real difference in the world. He wanted to do more than just find a job. He wanted to create change and help others. With that goal in mind, he decided to pursue a law degree at the prestigious Harvard Law School, a place known for shaping future leaders. This was a bold move, especially for someone from his background. But Obama was determined to challenge himself and grow. Harvard Law School was filled with some of the brightest, most ambitious students from all over the world, each eager to make their mark. Obama stood out not just because of his unique background, but because of his relentless drive, curiosity, and willingness to listen to others. At Harvard, Obama worked incredibly hard, often spending hours buried in books and case studies, determined to master the law. He listened carefully, debated passionately, and learned from everyone around him, professors, classmates, and friends alike. Many nights he stayed up late, reading, preparing for classes, and pushing himself to be better, even when it was tough. Soon, his natural leadership skills began to shine through, and people started to notice his ability to bring others together. In 1990, after a highly competitive selection process, he was elected president of the Harvard Law Review, one of the most respected legal journals in the country. He made history as the first black student ever chosen for this prestigious position, breaking a barrier that had stood for over a century. This was a huge milestone, not just for Obama, but for Harvard and for students everywhere who dreamed of making a difference. News of his achievement made headlines across the country, inspiring conversations about diversity, opportunity, and progress. Some people doubted him, thinking maybe it was just luck or a passing trend, rather than true merit. But those who knew Obama saw how hard he worked, how much he cared, and how deeply he earned every bit of his success. He inspired other students not only with his words, but with his actions and his example of perseverance and hope. Obama showed everyone that hard work, hope, and determination could break even the toughest barriers, opening doors for others to follow. Being president of the Law Review gave him new opportunities, connecting him with influential professors, alumni, and future leaders. But for Obama, this achievement meant more than just personal success. It was about paving the way for others and proving what was possible. It proved that real change could happen, even in the most traditional and historic places, if someone was willing to work for it. Obama's achievement became a powerful symbol, inspiring countless others to dream bigger and believe that they too could make history. Obama could have chased a big paycheck after Harvard. Many of his classmates did exactly that, but he chose a different path. He moved to Chicago and became a community organizer. The pay was small, but the work was important. In Chicago, Obama worked in neighborhoods that struggled with poverty and violence. He listened to people's worries. He saw parents fighting for better schools and safer streets. Obama helped bring people together to solve problems. He learned that real change started with trust and teamwork. Some people thought he was wasting his talent, but Obama believed in service. He wanted to help, not just talk about helping. This work was hard. It meant long hours and slow progress. But it gave Obama a sense of purpose he never felt before. Serving in Chicago shaped Obama's vision. He saw what was possible when people worked together. He understood the power of hope and community. This experience taught him lessons he would use for the rest of his life. Obama's time in Chicago was about more than just action. It was about listening. He heard stories from teachers, parents, and workers. Each story mattered. People wanted to be heard. Obama realized that leadership meant listening first. He learned that real leaders don't just give speeches. They ask questions. They spend time with people who are hurting. Obama built trust by showing up again and again. He did not pretend to have all the answers. Instead, he worked with others to find solutions. This approach set him apart in politics. When Obama ran for office, his supporters knew he understood them. He talked about hope, but he also talked about hard work. He knew what it meant to struggle. His background made him a leader who could unite different people. Obama's way of leading was simple. Listen, learn, act. He proved that you don't have to be born into power to make a difference. You just have to care, and then work as hard as you can. Barack Obama's journey proves that the American dream is real. He started with little more than hope and a strong will. He faced doubts, questions and challenges at every turn, but he never let them stop him. Each step was a lesson. Each struggle made him stronger. Obama's mixed background made him unique. It helped him see America's strengths and its problems. He brought people together by focusing on what they shared, not what made them different. He showed that leadership is about empathy and action. His rise from Hawaii to the White House was not just his own story. It became a symbol for millions. Obama showed the world that anyone can achieve their dreams. You don't have to fit a certain mold. You just have to believe in yourself and keep moving forward. Today, Obama's journey inspires new generations. His life reminds us that greatness comes from unlikely places. With courage, hard work and hope, every dream is possible.